Hello children, welcome to today's session. We are going to learn about the food we eat. In this chapter, we are going to learn about the food we eat, the components of food, balanced diet, methods of cooking food, preservation of food, junk food and the need for exercise and games. So which of these components inside our food performs all these functions? Is it the same component that provides us energy, helps in repair, helps in growth, or are they different components? So let us now understand the components of food. The first and the most important component of food are carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are energy giving food. They give us a lot of energy to do a lot of work. Let us now understand some of the sources of carbohydrates. As we can see in this picture, sweets, potato, rice, butter, these are all sources of carbohydrates. Now the question comes, which person needs more carbohydrates? A person who is involved in a lot of physical labor needs more carbohydrates. The second important component of food is protein. The main function of protein is bodybuilding and growth. That is the reason small children and patients need a lot of proteins. Let us now see the sources of proteins. As we can see here, eggs, meat, cheese, fish and chicken, they are all important sources of protein. The third important component of food is fats. Like carbohydrates, fats are also energy giving foods. Fats are obtained from different sources. They are obtained from ghee, butter, milk, egg yolk and oil. Fats give us more energy than carbohydrates. The question arises, who needs more fats? And the answer is nobody needs more fats. Fats should be taken only in a restricted amount because excess fat is stored inside the body and it leads to weight gain. The next important set of nutrients or components that we receive from our food are vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are basically protective component of the food. They not only help us build immunity inside our body, but in case there is any infection, vitamins and minerals also help us fight that infection. Some of the important vitamins and minerals are like calcium that helps in building strong bones, iron that helps in formation of blood, phosphorus that maintains the balance of the body. Vitamins and minerals are together obtained from foods like vegetables and fruits, milk, eggs, nuts, curd and fruits, as I mentioned earlier. Now coming to two other main components of food which do not provide us any energy as such, but they are definitely required by the body. The first one is roughage. The raw fruits and vegetables that you eat provide our body with a lot of fiber. Now what does this fiber do? This fiber helps to push out the waste food from the body. So you understand it is very, very important that the waste food is eliminated from the body, otherwise it results in poisonous substances within the body. The next important component is water. We all know that water is something that all living beings need. Water inside the human body not only helps in regulation of body temperature, but it also helps in dissolving many nutrients. Water is also essential to keep our skin healthy and glowing. So we have learnt about these main components: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and mineral. And we have also learnt that certain people need more quantity of certain nutrients. In our daily life, how do we decide how much of which nutrient we need to eat? This is decided by the concept of balanced diet. A balanced diet is a diet that contains all these nutrients in the required amount. Now let us go on to method of cooking food. Some foods, as we just read, are eaten raw and some foods need to be cooked. So what are the different methods by which you cook your food? The first method is boiling. So we boil rice, potato, we boil our pulses, we also eat boiled vegetables. The second method of cooking food is frying. I'm sure we all are a fan of eating puris and pakoras. They are made by frying. The next method of cooking food is roasting. Tandoori food items like paneer, chicken, papad, even brinjal for that matter, they are roasted and then cooked. The next important method of cooking food is baking. Baking takes a longer time, but it makes the food easily digestible. Cakes, pastries, biscuits are all made by baking food. Steaming. I'm sure we all have eaten the famous South Indian dish, idli and sambar. Idli is made by steaming. Sometimes vegetables are also steamed to combine into a salad. Rice is also steamed. Now, all these foods that we have talked about, whether we eat them cooked or we eat them raw, all these foods have a limited time period during which they can be consumed. After that time, they begin to get spoiled. That is why preservation of food is an important activity that many homes undertake. Now, how do they preserve food? Sometimes the food is boiled to preserve it. At other times, a large amount of salt is added with a large amount of oil to form pickles. We also add a large amount of sugar and we bottle the food as jams, jellies and marmalades. Then refrigeration and deep freezing are also two different methods of preservation of food. All the food that we eat in provides us a lot of nutrients, but we must remember that there are certain foods which provide us excess of carbohydrates, excess of sugars, excess of fats, which is not required by our body. Now let us look at these examples. Cold drink, chips, burger, chocolate, samosa, momos and pizza. These are all foods which provide us either excess of sugar or excess of fats. These foods are not healthy for us. They are called junk food. They only increase the quantity of fat in our body, which leads to excess weight, and excess weight leads to many diseases. Because of the excess weight, the kind of diseases that we can have, they can be very dangerous for our body. So whether or not we eat junk food, it is very important to develop a healthy habit, which is exercising, going out in the park, playing, walking, cycling, jogging. So children, in this chapter today, you have learned the important components of food and the function they perform in the human body. You have also learnt about preservation of food and methods of cooking of food. And in the end, we have learned what junk food is and why our body needs exercise. Thank you so much.